talking real, yeah, but keep it light. Truth with a laugh, yeah, we vibing tonight. Seriously unserious, we keep it curious. Break it down, have some fun. The real talk's never turn it up.
Quite honestly, I had an edible yesterday night, and
You still kind of reeling?
yeah, I'm
Really?
I'm lifted, but
Still?
yeah. It always
Wow.
seems to hang over the next day when I do it
That
in
is
the
such an
evening.
interesting concept for me. Maybe once
Oh,
the sleep hits, she's gone.
that's yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No.
yeah.
Wow. Well, welcome
Yes,
to today.
yes.
To today.
Yeah. Oh my God, welcome back to
Welcome
Sus the
back,
Pod.
everyone. We're here. We're
I'm
queer.
yeah, I'm TJ,
TP. Toilet paper.
and yes, a lot of toilet paper.
A lot
Are
of
you
toilet paper.
how many plies are you?
Baby, well, I don't know. I'm at least, well, more than one for sure. Okay. I think we have well,
That's
actually,
for sure.
I can tell you, honestly, we don't have toilet paper in here. We are men who have a bidet and wipes. So,
Okay. They say that wipes are not good for the drain. Oh, okay. You like, excuse me, and
they say flushable on the side. So, for me, you should not advertise them if they're not flushable to be that way. And I also don't live in a septic. Like, I'm not on a septic tank. I'm on city water. So, like,
period. It's not my fault, not my issue. I don't
honey,
care.
they say standing next to the microwave can give you cancer. All the things. We got to go up out of here somewhere in some way. So,
Yeah, yeah, I'm an advocate for the bidet. I think everybody should have one.
baby, I love mine down. Okay. Like, it is the only way that I can trust that I feel the most like myself is when I am
Mm.
whistle clean. And,
Yes. Can you
mm-hmm,
whistle? I can't whistle.
yeah, I can.
Whistle clean.
Mm-hmm. It needs to sound just like that. Mm-hmm. Period.
When you're not when you're walking.
I mean, she might have a song or two in her. Big purr.
Speaking of Big Purr, all right, so let's kick off this
King of
this show with OPB, Other People's Business.
Here we go.
I feel like I really would like to put like a theme song here, a
Okay.
little segment introduction for this. But Big Purr, we wouldn't it be cute? I think it'd be cute.
I thought you were about to say that we need a theme song for the first part of this
Oh
segment that we are gonna.
no.
That's why I was
No,
like,
no,
you are
no.
crazy right
Why-
now.
That no, we can't.
Wilo. Okay.
Uh no. But we do want to say RIP to Rolling Ray.
Mm,
Social media icon, legend, DMV icon, legend.
what's up,
He
honey?
passed away on September the 3rd. And
Mm.
when did you become familiar with Rolling Ray? I think I don't even know if that was like the first appearance was like the divorce court thing.
Yeah, no, I think he had been on
Um,
TV before that, right?
I don't know what came first.
Yes,
I know
Catfish.
Catfish.
Catfish
Yeah,
came first, then all that stuff.
yeah. Oh man.
You know,
Did you have a favorite moment?
I don't know if I have a favorite moment because I mean, like, let's start here. There
Hmm.
is a clear physical, or there was a clear
Hmm.
physical handicap in which we all shared a few laughs at and with, I think. And so I chose to like refrain from some of those because it just feels very weird to me that we are laughing at this man rolling around in and I mean, he is rolling, but like he
He
was
is rolling.
rolling.
I don't even where did he get the name from?
You know
Like
what
did
I'm
he have
saying?
the name
Like,
or the internet named him? I don't know.
yeah, like so just kind of crazy. So, I mean, I enjoy what he contributed to the culture because you can't go anywhere and say Roland Ray and people not know him, but I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite like moment from him. So God bless.
Yeah.
God bless.
I watched I Love You, Bobby on Zeus, which probably
What
was
is
one.
that? I love
Well,
you, Bobby.
yeah. So they did a
Ghetto.
Bobby Lights from Love and Hip
Nah.
Hop. They did like a dating show,
Okay.
and prior to the dating show, Rolling Ray and Bobby Lights had like a tiff. Uh and we got that good I guess meme, that viral moment where Rolling Ray was like, I just came back from the dead and they told me you still not that girl, right?
Ha!
And then,
Yeah.
then,
Okay, never knew
and then
that's where that came from.
yeah, and then so they became friends, patched it up, did this dating show, which was one of the nastiest, just terrible dating shows that I've ever seen in my life.
I am
S-
sure. I'm completely
There,
sure.
there was another person in a wheelchair in this dating show, and Bobby. There was just like this one episode, where, like Bobby got upset with him, and he's like kicking and shaking the wheelchair and everything.
Okay.
But so bad.
Okay.
But there were people like Roland Ray who were taking up for these folks, and like, well, in a sense, because Roland Ray just did spit at this guy in the wheelchair too. But
Yeah, I would have tipped
but
his shit over too.
but like it was like very chaotic, but
Wow.
uh he was there giving support, providing for the ups and the downs.
That is a
Um
lot. That is a
it is
whole
a
lot.
lot. It is a lot, but you know what? He'll be missed. He'll
He
be
will.
missed.
He will definitely be missed. I mean, I think it is I want to know what happened. It's crazy. Actually, he is such a staple in so many people's homes, the genuine concern. I was talking with one of my friends, and her husband was like, "Oh my God, did he get hit by a car?" And it's just
No,
like
but
crazy work. But I mean, it
not hit
just
by a
goes to show you
car.
because people are like, "Well, if you're in a wheelchair," and I agree. I was like, "Oh my God, did he get hit by a car?" But was he sick? What happened? We don't know. So it's a mystery. He is a staple across the diaspora for sure.
Well, he was sick a couple months ago, I think, or maybe it was a year ago or something.
My
Because
gosh.
he's been through a lot. Like, remember the other year he was like in a house fire, yeah, he was like in a fire.
No, my God. How, Lord, the life has been rough.
Yeah, yeah, and then he was like sick.
Jesus.
It's been tough, but it's
My
always
God.
amazing to have be able to impact people.
Yeah.
So beyond, so
And it
we
sounds like he made a
appreciate him
couple
for that.
coins off of it too before he was
He
able to
did.
check up
Like,
out of here.
Beyonce was his girl, his good girlie. So,
Oh,
you know,
she was in his phone. Forgot.
yeah, yeah, she was sending him things. So we all love that.
That's cute.
So yeah, so rest in peace to Roland Ray one more time.
Oof.
Um,
Oof. Rest in peace.
there has been a bug or something going around.
Oh,
Because when I said when
I wonder
I
why.
wasn't well, yeah, I wonder why. Maybe
Hmm.
it's well, I heard that COVID is like surging, it's starting to surge again,
Very much is.
and just to like just kind of like follow, and this is a crazy transition too, because I'm like I really wasn't feeling well earlier this week, and then I'm like talking to people and they're like, oh, I wasn't feeling well either. So I don't know, whatever's going around, maybe it is the COVID, maybe it's all of that, but um
Yes, the COVID.
get your once again, just following from the story last week with RFK, it's gotten worse. It's
Oh
gotten a lot
God,
worse.
bruh.
Uh
Embarrassing. Embarrassing, actually.
like so he after he said all this stuff publicly about, trying to limit folks COVID access and COVID vaccine access and all of that stuff. So then he had to testify in front of Congress.
You better give the people
Just
context.
Yeah, okay.
Period.
Because now everyone has questions.
Yeah.
So from both sides, because he's over the last couple of months, he's canceled vaccine research that's important because once you cancel that stuff, it's sets you back like,
Mm-hmm.
10,
Years.
15 years.
Yep.
Um
Decades.
y- yeah, yeah, yeah. Um
Lifetimes.
which is, it's like you could save a lot of people's lives. But here we are. He's been trying to limit these COVID shots, and of course they were grilling him about the CDC firing, and he was getting into like shouting matches with some of these people. Have you seen any of the clips?
Yeah, I actually watched like maybe about a 30, maybe an hour
Hmm.
chunk of it.
Hmm.
When he was talking to Senator Warren, the senator from New Mexico, um, Tom Tillis from North Carolina, and
Hmm.
like a couple other people. And it was mind boggling to me how, and then what was even more funny to me is that he thought that Tom Tillis was going to throw him a ball at first because Tom Tillis was like, okay, Operation Warp Speed, I do think blah, 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 blah. But then he was like, can you talk to me about like some of the data specifically for North Carolina? Based off of some of your recommendations, I mean, just went all the way around and could not speak to it. And then like attacking Warren around like how much money she gets from PACs and all. It's just like they all of you do. Like I'm confused how do you think you're eating with that? Answer the question. And the
Yeah,
fact that
like that has nothing to do with
nothing. And it's
what
like
we're doing
that
today.
fucking neck yodel that he has. I cannot fucking stand it. I want him to fucking get punched like right in here to see if it'll fix it. Cause like, did you drink fucking 409 cleaner when you were 12? Like,
His
what the
battery
fuck?
acid. Him and his sister, they actually both talk like that.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
I've
I
never seen
maybe
his
I
sister.
don't she looked just like him. I don't know if it's
Ew.
a chain. I don't know if it's a what is it? A smoking thing or like maybe it's the
Honey.
drugs. And also, mind you,
Crepe
this is
ass
so crazy
skin.
coming from somebody who has had like brain worms and like doing a whole bunch of like really
Hard
alternative
drugs.
things. I think he's done hard drugs. I
Think.
think he has. I'm like almost certain that he has. And you know what?
Absolutely.
He was on that stand breathing so hard. He was like huffing and
Oof.
puffing. You could hear him all through all through while people were talking and questioning. All you just hear is a huff and a puff.
You know what he looks like? He looks like, you know how when you're in elementary school and you have that fucking craft paper and you have the skin tone craft papers? He looks like somebody just took all of the skin tone craft paper and made paper mache out of it and then molded him. Yep. And just put him like disgusting is what he looks like. It is, I guess what is mind boggling to me
Hmm.
in this whole like grand scheme of things. And I wonder, like, from the administrative standpoint, from for Trump and Project 2025 and all the things their agenda, he seems to be so far left of what they're doing, and not left as in democratic left, but like just
Off the rails.
common sense. Yeah, like not only will you kill like the most vulnerable like they are already trying to do, but like you're gonna kill everyone, like everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't even have any understanding. So it's like I wonder what the conversations are like between the power players that are in the administration, in his cabinet, are actually moving the things, and
Hmm.
him and whatever the fuck he has going on, trying to make sense of that shit because they are at two total like opposite ends and they can't defend one another. But then they praise him, but then it's like, no, that's not working. It's weird
Yeah. And he's not even a doctor.
at
He
all.
has no medical training at all. It's
Yeah,
just like this random guy. That's like if I got the job
baby,
and
please.
I listen to And it's like if I got the job and all I do is listen to people on TikTok, and now here we are. So, like, granted, I feel like you or I probably could do a better job. No
Absolutely.
offense, but we probably could do a better job at least listening to people who are experts here.
That's my
Um,
whole thing right there. Just listen to the people that actually know what they're talking about. And that part, even if like you made the lady that they fucking hired resign. Like
he
she was
fired her.
already crazy. Oh, he
Yeah,
fired her.
yeah.
I thought she resigned. See that I was missing
So
that part the whole
it was
time.
it was like an ultimatum. So
Okay.
basically, what happened was he hired her. Boom, 6 months down the line, or how many months it's been. He's telling her, um, basically, if I say these things, or these people in his orbit, if they say these things, you need to approve it, right? No questions
Absolutely
asked.
not.
And she was like, no, because there's a process here. You have to do there's like scientific research and all these things.
Yeah.
She's like, no. And then that just led to her being like, I can't do this. Oh,
See, baby, the nation's going to hell in a handbasket. And baby, we already in the handbasket. We just on our
we
way to
are.
hell right now.
Yeah,
That's it.
they're just skipping whoever it is. Just the devil is just skipping
Yeah.
along with us
Yeah,
in the
we are on
basket.
the way to literal hell. And I don't think that people are like taking it as serious as they think. I think one of the things that was really jarring to me, one of the
Hmm.
senators, I can't remember who his name was, little skinny white man, which could be synonymous for any of them. Um, he was talking about like how much of the weight is going to be put on, or how much of the strain local hospitals pick up, and then once those local
Mm.
hospitals pick up that strain, they end up closing. And so it's
Well,
like,
they've already cut funding for
or
the local hospitals.
which is crazy work. So it's like you are like I don't have words for it. I don't have literal words for it. So it is really unfortunate. It's just like if you have access to healthcare, take advantage of it.
Yeah,
And if you don't have access to healthcare, please make sure that you're looking at like community resources and all the things because these motherfuckers is crazy.
yeah,
There's no other way to put it besides these motherfuckers is crazy.
yeah. And just last thing on that, it's like imagine if we had a COVID part two, but this time we have people who are super incompetent,
Mm.
um, and won't even give us the option to be well. So
That oof,
I'd be
God
fearful
bless.
about that. But on a
Mm.
lighter note here, on a lighter note,
LOL.
one of LOL, um, one of the bigger stories of the week, and I'm guessing you have because last time we talked, you have had the chance to finally watch Unknown Number, the Catfish Story, which is on Netflix. And for everyone who is listening, I would just say here's a spoiler alert, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what were your thoughts on this?
You know, I felt like this was really, really overhyped. And
Mm,
as somebody
mm,
that watches a lot of crime documentaries and shit and random one-offs like that, that
mhm.
story was not that like gag worthy for me. And I'm
Really? I think
yeah,
w uh-huh.
I
Tell
just
me.
like,
Good one.
okay, first of all, you went 2 years without getting this phone number changed, and you as the mother was never like there was never a question around changing the number. Then two, the the ferocity in which they wanted these children to have a relationship was fueled only by the parents. Because the conversation
Mm,
to me through the children was, we're going on dates, we're doing this, we've been dating since 8th grade. Who the fuck is driving y'all? Who is letting y'all come and hang out like that? The parents, right? And that's because
yeah,
they're living their lives through their children, predestining their lives for them. And to me, this seems like the typical standard picture of the American life that some cultures, to not necessarily be too direct, but some cultures, that's what they live in. And so they want their children to have these certain things. And so they get so wrapped in their children's lives because they don't have
Ooh,
their own that they end up doing shit like this, jumping in and doing stuff. I had a friend who literally her mom pressured her into getting lap band surgery. Like pressured
what?
her. Yeah,
At what
because she was
age? What
we
age
were
was
in
she?
high, like right after high school, like early into undergrad. And she like and her
Mm,
mom was a surgery nurse or some shit like that. And literally pressured her into it because she had been teased about being thicker all her life and all these things. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. And she did it.
did she do it? Oh,
Yeah, she did it. I helped her basically like run away like from her parents and get her where yeah, swear to God. So it's like this to me felt very like normal. Like this is the typical cultural thing when you sell that American ass dream to bitches where it's like you need
mm.
to be getting married and this is what you need to do, and you do it so hard for your children that you get caught up in their lives, and then now you want to like bully them and try to hide yourself, and you done put yourself up shit's creek without a paddle. Baby, jail time, electric chair under the jail. So it for me was just like I could tell that this was the mama from the beginning. I said to Jimmy while we were watching it, I was like, "Baby, this is the mama." He was like, "No, it's
Really?
the teacher." I was like, "No, this is the mama. This is fresh mama." Like she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get in here and just
She,
try to make sense
she,
of this." And then by the
child,
time
she
she
was
made
in
sense
a.
of it, gone.
She was the mama was. She was behind them corners.
Oh,
Same room. just
like
this. Just text.
looking. That's crazy though.
That is crazy. I mean, I feel like this is so unique to that particular culture. I don't know if, you know, people who look like you or I
Yeah, yeah.
would do things like that. I've never seen it, but this seems very stereotypical for the type of
Mm-hmm.
people that did it.
Yep.
I was actually I think I like the to me the most of the documentary just like I'm like this seems like very ridiculous. Um especially that it ain't nothing going on in that town if that was like the biggest thing
You
that was
took the words
happening.
out my mouth. K through
like it's
12 in one place, please.
like them text messages wearing them people out. But I think they like when you don't have anything else to do, that also helps kind of like perpetuate this thing continuing on and everyone getting so invested. And you saw how easy it was once the people touched down to the FBI and they was like, well, the number this is literally the call is coming from inside the house.
Crazy, crazy. And it took them that
Two
long.
years?
Crazy work. That okay, so like the whole bully girl situation part, like that shit was crazy to me how they put it on the little girl and her parents and said that she was already
Hmm.
a mean girl. That shit was crazy. That's some mean girl. That is some mean girl shit that people like that is crazy how you targeted them and then made the connection. And I what somebody else said, I want to know what the hoe got fired for previously. What was you let go for?
Okay.
Because was you doing that shit down to your job? You was fucking on a man down there and then starting up drama and they let your ass go. Because I, I can't imagine like that consuming that much of her life where she was like not at her job. So you had to like do
Yeah.
something that impacted your performance.
Yeah. And it's just like just last thing on this is just insane. The mom was was in the house unemployed, staying at home, rubbing her 2 feet
Baby.
together, texting and terrorizing everybody in this whole town. Like, that's so insane to me. Right. And then one more thing to just kind of close out this section here. So this DC National Guard invasion is now on tour and is coming to a city near you. so,
Get your
so if you,
merch.
Okay, now because if you missed out on all of the good times
Okay.
to kick off this tour,
I'm
if
fucking
you're living
screaming.
in the New Orleans or Chicago area, it might be at your door within the next week. I just want to, and I'm gonna be just kind of brief on this because this whole situation has gotten like it's gotten a little bit off the rails and ridiculous. Not so much that the National Guard has has thrown a bunch of things into chaos um yet, but I can imagine that once it hits these other cities it might be a little different. I think the way people organize in this city, uh because the city's so used to doing it, um is not going to play the same way as it will in a New
No,
Orleans
a
or
Baltimore, let
Chicago.
alone
Yeah,
in the right neighborhood, honey.
yeah. I am very disappointed, as a lot of people are, with the mayor of DC, who initially came out and praised the National Guard um for crime going down, which all of this is just a band-aid on a
Yeah.
situation uh that needs to be invested in and fixed, and I really hate that all of these type of fixes are people are thinking about how to do this now versus um prior to him sicking the National Guard out on our people.
Mm. You know, the Jamaican Indian lady, what did she say? She said he will mobilize the nation's own military on its own people. And here we are, September 7th, 1142, and we're discussing what? The
The
president
same exact thing.
mobilizing the military on the nation and its people. Crazy. Crazy
And it's
work.
unfortunate. It's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate, but I just hope the people stay safe,
Please stay safe.
and we will see how the rest of this story unfolds.
My God.
All right, all right, all right. So it is time for Is
Is
It
it
Really
really
That
that
Deep?
deep? It is.
And
Yeah,
I
it is. It is.
Yeah, it is. And I heard through the grapevine you have a good one for us today.
I do. This one, I was thumbing through and trying to figure out um what I want to talk about. And I was like, these are kind of wild, but this one's very thought provoking. And we talked about this a little bit before, but I thought I might bring it up to one, talk a little bit about one, what we've already talked about with the unknown number and like that predestined life
Mm-hmm.
kind of situation. And then also talk a little bit about like how religion is just kind of is honestly pretty wild. So, long story short, I read an article and it was called I Thought I'd Stay in My Tiny Christian Community Forever, and then one night at church I saw something that changed everything. Now,
Mm-hmm.
so let me set the scene. So the person that wrote this article for the Huffington Post, they live or lived on a tiny island on the very edge of the Atlantic Ocean. So I think even farther out than the Bahamas, and it's called the island of Man o' War Cay. So there's literally
Okay.
only 300 people that live on this
And
fucking
I've
island.
never heard of this place before.
Me fucking either. When I saw that shit, I was like, bitch, where do you live and how do you exist? So basically, on this island, there are no bars, there are no anything. It's just like churches. And so there are
Like
two,
churches
like
chicken?
hallelujah. No, not even a
Oh,
church's.
like
There might
what?
be a church's chicken, but I highly doubt it. But
Uh-huh.
she was saying that there are no bars or anything. It's just churches, and they're Brethren and Pentecostal. I don't
This
know what the
sounds
hell
like a
brethren
cult.
is. Thank you. So I don't know nothing about no damn brethren, Pentecostal people. I kind of know about them a little bit, but I ain't neither one of them. So basically there was no connection to the American mainland, not even like the little bit of Bahamas that is roughly connected to the rest of everything. So they were super
Mhm.
remote, except for once a month when they would, I guess, like row over to like this thing. They had it annually, not once a month, once a year. It was called the New Life Mission Conference, which was like these
Are
foreign.
these black people?
No, they're like white people, which is even
What?
crazier. Yeah, because I that was the first thing on my mind. I was like, this cannot be a white person. But they have a picture of her at a young age and as an adult, and they're like, they look white, but like, I don't know. I got to look at the history of like how these people got here. But anyway, so apparently once a year they would go to like some annual new life thing where there would be pastors from they would go to like the mainland, I guess whatever that Bahamic mainland was, and a bunch of pastors from America would fly in. And so
Mhm.
like there were pastors from like Texas and North Carolina and other southern states that would fly in and talk about how they had been doing work in South Africa. And so, they're doing their whole mission trip thing, and that their whole calling was to go to these different countries and spread the gospel. And one pastor was talking about how he was going to go to Thailand and tell
Mhm.
them about Christianity because they needed help, clearly. And it's like, what does that even mean? So, long story short, after she saw that, something in her clicked that said, "Oh my God, I need to get the fuck out of here." And so, long story short, she went through her entire life. Her parents thought that she was going to become like a typical Christian woman living on the island for the rest of her life. My girl got off the island and became a lesbian, married her a woman, okay, and traveled the world. And so she said that she basically at the end of it traveled the world and figured out like all these people and places that people were talking about and looking at as if they needed help are actually
Mhm.
not in need of anybody's fucking help. You
Yeah.
all only see one way of living because you think that your religion should be blanketed for everybody. And when I read that, she said that, she was like, by the end of this, and she didn't even disclose that she was a lesbian. She just said, by the end of this, I married a woman. I traveled across like 40 different countries and I've seen a new way to live. And it made me think about like how many of us, like, is it really that serious for or that deep for you to be in love and in practice with your religion so much that you just forsake
Mm.
every other reality in the world because you think that you got to be so close to whatever that religion is. Like I wonder how many Christians in the world feel like, I could never go here because the Lord said I
Yeah.
can't go. And it's like, baby, take your ass to California. You are not going to go to hell for going to California. So I
To
say to
San
you,
Francisco.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have those weird things. So I say to you, what say you around that idea of like, I'm in a practice that says I can't do this and I'm just never going to experience it because it's against my religion. Plenty of people live, breathe, and do these things. And I'm not saying like do drugs, but like go to a place, like,
Mhm.
go and meditate. And meditating is not anything but just sitting with yourself. But because you're a Christian, I can't
Yeah.
go and meditate. So what say you?
Yeah, I think there's like that doesn't really get talked about as much, a level of like psychosis that
Ooh,
ends
get
up
into it.
happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Um uh I think people get locked into a trance of from their pastors and things like that. Not that
Mm-hmm.
that's a,
Mm-hmm.
not that every pastor does that, but I think those type of like very like small towns, small
Yeah.
villages. This one in particular on an island in the middle of the
Okay.
ocean.
Girl.
Uh,
Like what?
this does sound like a cult.
Very much.
Uh, and I think people just lose out the fact that you're human and you're living. You're supposed to live life. Um, and and all of that gets lost if you're not happy. If you are broken on the inside and
Yeah.
unfulfilled, uh, and you're not taking that time to really examine why. I think you're doing it wrong. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't know if a part of what kind of as far as religion, what kind of like division were they in?
Brethren and Pentecostal. So whatever the fuck brethren is. So that right there gives me very much a cult. Like, I think she was Pentecostal, I think, potentially,
Hmm.
because she talked more. I think there was more reference to Pentecostal like ways of being, but she just explained like that was the only choice basically on the island. So you could either be that or that. And so it was just you get married, you marry your high school sweetheart, which she clearly didn't have because she was
Cause she didn't
quite
want that.
yeah, she needed a something, something else. And so that was kind of the predestined thing for your life was to just grow up and, be a good clandestine wife and be in the kitchen
You know, trad
barefoot.
wife.
Yeah, like that's kind of it's just why. And another thing that creeps me out about this is
Hmm.
that people assume that because your religion is your religion, that you have to go to another place and like pillage on them to tell them like they need help. People in Thailand do not need your help, boo. They don't need your help. They don't need
That
it.
that these religions have been around for thousands of years. Um, and like you said, they don't need your help. I'm sure they would have found it.
Yeah.
I think there's like always something that's so much more sinister, like underlying, when these people go to these small like villages and things like that, because it's like what, like colonialism or whatever it is,
Listen.
where, guess what? These folks they're gonna take what they can from these people,
Yep.
you
It
know?
is it is I just talked about
They
this yesterday. Slavery
Mhm.
is like a kink for them, for some of them in the culture, because like they do it with their own children. Like they like
Yeah.
get upset when they don't do anything, and then they ship them off to these like concentration camps, which are basically like slavery camps. And then they bring them back because they want them to be subservient to them so that they can kind of fulfill their next order. And it's like, what is this kink with you, like having power over people? Like it just kind of is kind of spooky. And it's like now you trying to tell somebody else what their life should be. It's
Mhm.
like y'all gotta that the slavery root in you, owning the ownership part of you is so rooted that you don't even realize that you be doing it in modern day.
Yeah. What happens is just keeping it simple. Why can't you just go and do these things, and just be helpful and not try
Okay,
and not trying to take, village communities and then turn them into or radicalize these
okay.
people, um, just to follow whatever you all
Turn them into elevation
are doing.
churches.
Mm. Okay.
All right.
I say that, your happiness is that deep.
Period.
If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Get your ass up out of there, sister. And marry you a coochie if you want to. It's okay. Like that. That's fine
Yeah,
too. Live your life, mama.
I know. It's the future.
It is really the
Get your
future.
little
Is it the
piece.
future or is it just the
It's
reality of
it's the
every day?
future. Get your piece.
People be
Well,
gay.
they do.
People be gay, honey.
One day you want one thing, next day you want something different. It's
And you have
okay.
the right. You have the right.
Period. Okay. Now, getting into the main topic this week. So, this has just been on my mind lately because we are in some dire straits
Mm-hmm. We very much so are.
economically. Yeah, just been like job numbers coming out in the last couple of days. Um, the economy is starting to flail a little bit, and we've seen people say, if you have a job, stay at your job, don't leave, all that stuff. And I just started thinking about it more, uh about in like the larger context of just kind of like holding on to things that we may not need to hold on to, or things that really don't serve us well. And I wanted to come at it from different perspectives. One from a job perspective because I know that this is something that um I think a lot of people, of course, are familiar with. Um, and whether your happiness is worth holding on to that job, it might pay the bills, but you know, but what at what cost, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna at least uh say for me that when I've worked at places that are not happy and I just needed to make a check, my productivity was down, my happiness was down.
Yeah.
I wasn't just coming and showing up and being the best I could be in these
Yeah,
situations.
no.
Um and we're taught because previous generations they didn't really have the option. They tell you you get your job, you stay there, and even
Retire
though they may
there.
have yeah, even though they may have wanted to pursue other things, if it didn't pay the bills, if it wasn't going to support their family, they had to push those type of things to the side. And I know like as millennials, we don't quite feel the same way. Um, but I know there are a lot of people out there, especially now, from that job perspective, that they're just like, you know, I need stability.
Yeah. This is very like, to your point, like very contentious, I think, because we
Mm,
are having more millennials and well on are having more conversations around wellness, where
mm-hmm.
wellness was a thing of luxury, I think, for previous generations. So we don't have time to think about wellness because we have to build for the next generation, whereas
Yeah,
things are modernized, of course, so we don't have to think as hard. So we can now add wellness into our like everyday plate and our livelihood, and so we look at it a little bit different in that way. And so like my grandma right now, my step grandma, she is one of those people when you get a new job, she's like, you don't want to stay, you going to a lot of different, and it's like, yeah,
hmm,
because I'm chasing where the money is and I need more of that. And I also need to think about how hard I'm working for that money, because if it's not worth
yeah,
that that amount of mental like capacity and sustainability, then I gotta go. And I can't do that over 50 years because people are jumping out of
it's a
windows. You know what
long
I'm
time.
saying?
They are.
They're killing themselves down to the office because they're stressed the fuck out. And I refuse to have any experience where I am somewhere panicked over work. I am even becoming more of a person where it's like, hey, we have this thing. Whatever you want to do. Don't even like, sure, I love it. As long because I have to do it either way because I have to get my check. So
Yeah,
what's the point of like me arguing with you around what one may need to do when I got to get this check? So I think that also is a big factor in this whole thing again. Like wherever the money is and however I can get it to stay alive, I'm gonna do
hmm.
that. So that's kind of how I
Would
feel
you
about it.
would you take um less money but a really great job or more money and a terrible job?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would take more money and a terrible job because I work in a field that historically I've always been underpaid. So
Hmm.
I would make space in the terrible job to have better wellness routines. Like I could suffer from that and build a way for me to leave that space. But I would take it for right now because of what the economy is doing, baby. I need that coin. So I know how to de-stress. I know how to do the things I need to do to regulate.
Hmm.
So I would take a bad job,
Uh, huh.
bigger
I don't
salary.
know. I don't know what I would. I mean, well, temporarily, I sure would take a job of
Mm-hmm.
like that is paying like a ton of money, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Um, but nothing beats having
Huh.
something that that you enjoy. So,
Or you already
uh,
know. I jet too.
but just expanding this onto like relationships too. Um, just hold and like holding on to those type of things. This could be friendships as well.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I've been in some relationships or getting to know someone, I should say, where, it's just like you think it's gonna go somewhere and you just spend a lot of your time and your energy investing into something, with like hopes that it'll like bear fruit at some point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do that. Or just like or the whatever situation they're in, is gonna get better. And I think it's a lot of it is like maybe it's out of fear
Yeah.
that it doesn't get any better than this.
Which is a
Or you
great
don't
thing.
wanna have to go through um searching and finding and this whole process. Because getting to know people and all of that, having it
Mm.
over and over and over again, I know
Yeah. It can
that
be
wears the folks
exhausting.
down.
Yeah. I it's really funny too because people get really like taken aback when I talk about this, but me and Jimmy, when we got married well before, I was like, let's go ahead and talk about divorce right now. Like,
Mm,
let's talk about it. And we have a big thing. Like, if either one of us is ever unhappy and we are coming to that point, we need to talk about it. And if
yeah,
divorce is that option, baby, let's do it. Because what are we holding on to? Like like what would be the purpose or the reason to stunt either one of our lives going forward if we are already reaching a point where we don't want to be together, so or we're not happy? That seems
yeah,
counterproductive. So we are really big on like having open conversations around that. So I don't advise it for anybody. Now I think there's a conversation to be had around, there is, trial and tribulation within your relationship, and you want to discuss what the next things are. You plan those things out and you talk about like what are the boundaries in which we're going to set, and that doesn't work. I think then, given the reason why you're having these conversations aren't too egregious, you had a baby on me, because for me that would be, I'm not holding on to that because now I'm assuming responsibility for someone else's child and I'm not doing that. But like,
yes.
there's room to have a conversation with people around like, let me give you some grace, but also, okay, like don't stay in a
Mhm,
relationship that you've been cheated on 6 times. Don't stay in a relationship with a man that has 6 kids and he didn't show up for you at the hospital and you are
mhm,
expecting him to show up for you now 8 months in. Like those things to me are not worth holding on to. So
yeah,
um it is, I'm a good proponent, a big proponent of like, let's start looking and talking about like what is beneficial for you and what is not beneficial for you. And if it is more than likely that the things that are less beneficial for you are high on the totem pole, but baby, run right now. Get your ass out of there immediately.
yeah. I I wish it was that easy. Let me tell you, I just had so many just ups and downs with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you see the flashing light, the red light there, and then you're just like, all right, this is the last time, or you're like something just like bothering you about it.
Hmm.
And you say, okay, I'll give it, I'll give it one more chance. Or I just, I'll hold on to it just for a second. And then that second just becomes a longer, longer, longer time.
2 years.
2 years, and now you're sitting up here pouty and upset.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the times we are just not direct enough. So
True.
I really appreciate um, you know, your advice there. It's like talking it through, but how did you all get to that point to
A
where it's
lot
just like,
of, yeah,
mhm,
a lot of like not talking and not being direct and like beating around the bush with each other. And it was like, you know what, this is really tiring trying to do that. Like,
mm,
and he is more direct than I am. Like, it takes a little bit of pulling for me now that I'm a little older. It doesn't, but like,
yeah,
hey, I love you, but I'd like to also love and welcome in more people or other people into my life. And that doesn't mean I don't want to be with you. And that's okay. And sometimes that, and even that conversation is big. My
Yeah.
response to that could be either, oh, yeah, great. Okay. I'm thinking the same thing, or absolutely not. I don't think this is going to work from this point forward. But at least you felt comfortable enough to have the conversation so that then we can decide, is this worth holding on to or not?
Yeah.
Or, oh shit, you presented an option to me that I had never even considered. Okay, now we can do something. So I think it just was like the lack of being direct, and then like feeling frustrated and resenting one another because we don't want to say anything. It's like, that's not going to fucking work, especially if we're going to try to build something out of this. So I think that's what it was, the same shit that you're experiencing. Like, oh my gosh, I told him something and I want him to do this, and then he didn't do it, but then he being weird. I mean, now I'm acting like this and the red flags is here. And it's like, okay, we gotta start talking about these red flags that you are seeing. Like, what's happening here? And that, and we
Hmm.
just weren't being direct enough. And I think also nowadays people are able to love bomb in a much more nuanced way because you're on
Hmm.
social media, you're in your phone texting, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on all these places, and you are so enthralled by these people, you follow them everywhere. And so then you expect to see them and the likes and the hearts and all the things. And then when they don't do the things that you want them to do or think that they should do, then it becomes a red flag. And it's like, well, how dependent are you on these people to give you the sense of satisfaction that you need? Baby, have the satisfaction with yourself. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, tough one. It's a tough one. It's
And
a
it takes
tough
time.
one.
It takes time.
It
You know
does take
what?
time.
It's not even like no shade, because it took me to be married and the shift in the dynamic of our marriage for me to
Hmm.
learn that. Like, and we were married well and had been together well over years. And it took us to shift the dynamic in our relationship for me to be like, oh shit, maybe I do have a really shitty attachment style to other people. And so now I'm expecting you to show up how I want you to show up and calling it a red flag. No, babe, I'm the red flag. I'm the red flag. Low key, maybe at least a
Walking
yellow
red
orange
flag.
one. Yeah. Because it's like, why do I need people? Why am I holding on to you being in my phone all the time, texting me every
Hmm.
day, needing to have the attention when that, I mean, that works, but like, how do we draw the want for one another when we are constantly berated with one another? It can become a lot.
And just to on a lighter note about holding on to things, this is one of the last things I want to just talk about quickly is us holding on to it's changed a lot, but holding on to items and trinkets and
Mm,
like certain memories that we don't need to
hmm.
any longer. And I think you would see that from like older people really do like hoard items and
Yeah,
like for whatever reason. I think what we do is hoard things like digitally now.
for sure.
Have you ever just thought about all the videos that you've probably recorded in your phone, especially like of like concerts or something? You never just rewatched them. They just sit in your phone. You just
From
happen to
like
have them.
2020 and
Yeah,
beyond.
or yeah, like you
Mhm.
just have them there. You lose out on, you're not even paying attention to the real moment. You just record it and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Have all these pictures of people you probably don't even talk to
Yep.
anymore,
Mhm.
or just things I why do you think we do things like that? Why don't we just, you know, take a moment, even like phone numbers, right?
Yeah.
Phone numbers you never call. You don't even know who these people are anymore. Why don't we just
Mhm.
take the time out and
That's easy.
take the trash? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We're afraid of death.
Oh.
And not death in the mortal sense, but like the finality of those things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we aren't used to things being what they are for the moment and then leaving them where they are. We want to relive the moment because we are just by nature and natural being, and then especially in our culture and country, American culture and
Yeah.
country, we are some greedy motherfuckers. So it's like we got to have the moment, live the moment, then we got to remake the moment. And it's like, whoa, babe, the whole part of this
Mhm.
was for you to experience it right there. And so we end up with friends from undergrad that we argued with, that whole time and don't speak to, but we got the pictures of us in there because it's like it's nice to relive. And it's like, well, what are you really holding on to, bitch? Y'all don't talk. So delete that picture. But it's the end of that like memory that is so frightening. And it's like, well, if you don't talk, what is the point of that? And so the same thing of people like taking pictures at funerals and at
Oh
the
god, I
casket,
don't
like,
like
why?
that.
Yeah, and people do it, and I'm like, that to me is insane because it's like the finality is already here. The point of
Mhm.
you looking and reflecting should be on the happier memories, not the ones that of death. But people are so afraid of that last moment that they're willing
Mhm.
to take a picture. So I think that's what it is. It's just the sense of death is scary for people.
So what would be what's the thing that makes you say, "All right, I need to delete this now," or "I need to throw this away"? What clicks in your mind when it's time to do something like that?
I can't even give you an answer to that because I don't.
Mm.
I struggle with it. I'm a product of a boomer who also they love to collect stuff. Like,
Yeah,
black people
yeah.
love to collect obituaries. Why am I already at 34 having a section for obituaries? Like that
Are
shit is
you
crazy.
serious?
Yes. And it was so innate for me that, and of course it's like a
Mhm.
historical document and all these things, but like, why do I need that? Why do I need that? But I collect them like anything. So like my
Mhm.
grandparents, my grandma, she's passed away when I was like 3 or 4. She was
Mhm.
a ceramic maker. I have like elements of her ceramics. Don't use them, don't touch them, but I collect them. Like I have t-shirts
Mhm.
that I can still wear from my senior year of high school. Like, why do I still have
Clothes.
that?
Clothes are that's the same thing. Like
Yeah,
clothes,
like why do I have that shit?
we
I don't
have
need it.
especially with like now so much like fast fashion and
Mm-hmm.
there's so much churn that you can get out of these clothes. Like people just you have like so many things you don't even wear, you just have it. It's
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the closet.
Bunch of shit.
Old t-shirts that
Yep.
I have tons of old t-shirts that I have so many old t-shirts that I'm like, it's no way that I can even just not that I even will wear that much to bed, but like
Yeah.
I just happen to have them.
You can take your t-shirt. There's a place here in North Carolina where you can send your t-shirts in and they'll make a blanket out of all of them. Like your graphic t-shirts that you don't have any like
Oh, it's
more
so
use
fun.
for. Yeah, they'll
Drop
make
the
it into
link.
a blanket. I will. I'll drop the link for you. I have the same compulsion though. I love a graphic tee. And baby,
Hmm.
don't be wearing none of them shits, but got every single one of them.
Yeah, look, I have a t-shirt that I bought last, I think it was like a year ago, and it was a really nice t-shirt. I threw it in a wash, it shrunk. Like when I say shrunk, it turned into like a mini. Why is it
Period.
still in my closet?
You
Like,
said
there's no way I
not
could
getting
ever
rid of
I
it.
could fit it. I don't know. There's no way I could ever fit it again. But
You never know. You
I like I
never
still have it.
know.
Child, if I could fit it again, that means the girls are sick.
I just said there is something
Okay, because
wrong, honey.
yeah, like it's so small. Um, but anyway, this was good.
Was this is
It
great.
gave me it gave me a lot to think about, and I just want to close on this last piece. So, what is one thing that you're actively trying to let go of right now?
Ooh, that is
Mm,
a good one. That is a good one. I am the of deciding. Oh, what am I saying? What am I letting go of?
yeah, that you're trying to.
Uh, the difference between a want and a need.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to let that go because I want a lot of things and they're not what I need. And the things that I need, I don't see as a need. So I'm letting go of like the want. Like, what do I need?
I agree with you because I'm trying to let go being impulsive
Mm-hmm.
and I because I can feel myself itching to one spend money that I don't need to spend money
Yeah.
on these things.
Amen.
Um, I'm like, oh, I could just buy like a video game or something because I was in the
Mhm.
house all weekend, so maybe I want to do that. But I'm like, do I need to do that? No. This money could be better spent on other things like
Yeah.
getting my car detailed or something like that. So I'm in the same boat with you.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
I
wants and
love that.
needs.
Wants and needs,
Hmm.
honey. Wants and motherfucking needs.
All right, so this was a good one.
This was.
Want everyone to follow us.
Please do
Of
that.
course, it's
Thank you
us the
so
pod
much.
on all platforms.
On all platforms.
DM us if you have an is it really that deep?
Yeah, we would love to have
Happy
them.
yep. We love to have them and answer them. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot, and I'll just leave on this, but I was watching this documentary on HBO Max. I guess it's on CNN because I think it was a CNN documentary about the Billionaire Boys Club.
Okay, no, I
I
haven't
never,
seen
kn-
that one.
I only knew of the clothing line, which is like Pharrell. I didn't know there was like a backstory about it. Not about the clothing line, but about the actual
Like the
thing.
people and that
Yeah,
whole like,
I
oh,
didn't know.
okay.
I didn't. Have you ever heard the story?
No, like because they're like white men, right?
Yeah, it
In
was like
origination.
yeah, it was just quickly quickly because we are like smooth at like an hour here. So this is of course something that happened in like the 80s because the 80s were all about wealth and
Mm-hmm.
luxury and everybody wants to be Wall Street, briefcase. Even us black folks, we did like the big like the gold chain, like all that. That's such an interesting time in this place. That's worth examining at another time. But nonetheless, these guys basically they were young. I guess they were like college age, started like an investment club and which turned into a Ponzi scheme
Oh, wow.
uh because they could not keep up. They get all these rich people to give them money and they will put it in the stocks and blah 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 blah. Of course, you know how a Ponzi scheme works. Um and then basically all that turned into kidnap and murder.
And so now Pharrell and them have the billionaires boys club, which is really funny because isn't he a scammer when it comes to his
I don't know
producing?
nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
The Billionaire Boys Club, the funny thing is the name was actually that particular name was just like the nickname, but they were called something else. Well, it was based off, they were like the BBC, right? It was just like the BBC because it's based off of like a biker club or something like that,
Big black.
or bar or
Okay.
something. I don't remember. But the people who knew of these investor guys, they called them the Billionaire Boys Club because they were young and they were trying to make money. So,
I'm gonna have to get
I
into
would
it, honey.
I would say look check it out.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
It's an interesting story. Um, and all right, this was fun.
This was. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We appreciate you.
All right, be blessed. See you next
Mm-hmm.
week.
All right.
Mwah.